Going to turn our attention to the French newspapers now. Elena's here. She's been flicking through them. What's your pick today? You started off with Václav Havel.
Yeah, he's got the most attention on French front page this morning. Here he is on the front page of Libération with the title The Dissident. Of course, they give him really glowing tributes in the papers. Libération saying he, more than any other one man, helped raise the Iron Curtain. They say that his example is more relevant than ever this year when there's peaceful protests springing out all over the world, and say that what was interesting about him, perhaps, was that he almost became president by accident. He's a rare example of a dissident who actually became a successful mainstream politician, president of his country. But they say perhaps what was the most interesting was that he always saw himself more as a writer and sort of fell into politics. La Croix also commemorating him on their front page. They've got Václav Havel, the freethinker. And in this editorial, they call him the Bard of Europe. They say that while his role in ending communism might be universally celebrated, something that's not quite so fashionable just at the moment is his passion for Europe. He was strongly pro-European and really believed in creating the Union. They say that ideal might look a bit less attractive today with the Euro crisis and Europe itself being rather less popular in the Czech Republic, his home country, than it was during his lifetime. But the paper says we should take the moment of his death to stop, reflect and realise that the European Union has actually done some fantastic things over the last couple of decades. And for those people, particularly who came out of the countries that were behind the Iron Curtain, it was a really important tool moving towards progress and democracy.
And the biggest news story inside France at the moment, something completely different, an airport strike.
It is. Strikes caused all sorts of disruption and cancelled flights at airports across France yesterday. Le Figaro reckons that this restarts the debate on minimum service. What this is about is that they reckon airline workers, like those security workers who are on strike now, ought to have their right to strike constrained by the law so that they can't actually disrupt everyone's flights in the week before Christmas. That's not popular with unions, of course, but probably much more popular with travellers.
And we talk lots, of course, here on France 24 about revolutions in the Arab world this year. Now, Libération, they're reporting the spirit of revolution has arrived at a Chinese farming village.
Yes, they've headlined this piece, The Arable Revolution, rather cleverly.
Very clever.
Yes, this is in a village called Wukan in Guangdong province in the south of China, a fishing village. It's now under siege. Now, the residents were protesting against corrupt local officials who they thought were conniving with developers to nick their land. Now, after their ringleader was shot dead by police, they've cordoned off the whole village. The 13,000 residents of the fishing village barricaded themselves in, and they're refusing to talk to the local police. They want the national state authorities to intervene.
And here in France, a shipwrecked oil tanker. This is off the coast of Brittany in the north of France.
Yes, this is in Libération. This is 12 years after exactly the same bit of coast had a really dreadful ecological catastrophe when the Erika famously was wrecked there. Another ship, the TK Bremen, was shipwrecked off there on Friday morning. The paper says 250 firemen have been trying all weekend to try and clear up as much of that polluted sand and clear the oil off of the sea as much as possible so that the local ecosystem isn't too damaged by it. But they're very worried this could have quite serious long-term effects. And they're also wondering why that ship exactly sailed out into a huge storm on Friday morning when everyone else was staying in port. There's some questions there that need to be answered.
Elena, thanks very much. There's Elena with the French newspapers here on France 24 today.